Hello everybody, it's Gail here from Ornamentology. I thought I'd show you this journal that I've created for one of my clients. It's so ridiculously large that I'm having to stand up and talk to you about it because I can't see what I'm looking at because I can't get the camera low enough, which is ridiculous, isn't it? So basically this started its life as a stamp album, and so it's got this tie thing, and it's all about images. The brief was, I've got these cabinet card images and I'd like a book to put them in, please. So this is what we ended up with, this most enormous jam-packed album. So I had this camera bellows which I've used as the centerpiece to help hold the closure together, and I put this kooky little woman's picture in. This gentleman's a steampunk chap, so he'll appreciate that. So this is how it starts. So it opens up like this, and in this side there's a pocket, and these are the original cabinet cards that he found in a junk shop that took his fancy. So I've just tucked them in there, but there is a space for those. So we start off with a journal. This is just a random number. Again, I've used banana paper, which is quite kooky. There's some book pages in here about London, some cards, music sheet, some writing paper because I thought that might be quite interesting, some little scraps of paper that my obsession with brown paper continues, some digital downloads, a bit more music, a couple of tickets, just a random postcard that I found somewhere, some this was onion skin paper, but this time instead of just steeping it in hot water, I actually boiled it, so it came out like this. This is where I stacked it outside in the sunshine and the papers overlapped. I quite like that. A bit more from that old Teach Yourself bookkeeping book, a little ticket that you can write on the back of, and more pages. I quite liked this bird image, so I put that in. There's it's a dry cleaning deluxe download ticket and another little library card that I put in there. This is the middle of the book now, so it's pretty much the same the other side. Another one of those things that you'd probably find in the inside of a library book. It's just a digital download. The paper I've dyed myself, another digital download that's a library card book innards, some Gilbert O'Sullivan opera music, some writing, a little bit about Westminster, a little bit more plain paper, St James Pall Mall. It was an old tourist book of London, probably dating about 1955, so that's completely and utterly out of date. And these were just some things that I found in a box of general assorted strangeness at a charity shop, so I there's another one of those appearing at another point in this journal. And then at the back there's another little pocket, some more things about Westminster, and another little writing card should you wish to have it. And some just general stenciling this time on this journal. I've stamped on here so that it looks a little bit of a mottled effect, and then that just whirls around there. Thank you very much, and it fits in there. I actually photo montaged the images here. This is the kooky little lady that's in the front. Oopsie daisy. A crazy pirate dude. He's quite nuts. A lady with a parrot. Don't ask me what that's about. This woman's got a crazy hat on. And some images from the backs of the cabinet cards that were supplied by my client, and just some digital images that I found on the internet. And in the middle he wanted somewhere where he could put some old images of his own family. So I've got some paper and I've stuck tissue to it, and it each page has got its own piece of tissue so that the images don't rub together. They're all folded, but I haven't actually folded them over this time because I thought that might be something he might like to do himself. Then in the back is where all the goodies start to happen. So I've found in my collection some really beautiful paper fasteners, we call them, but they call them brads in America, don't they? I photo montaged this. These are some of the images from the cards that he gave me. This opens out and then it all starts to get a bit bonkers. I'll have to hutch it down a bit. So I've made an envelope out of a book, and inside here are all the little corners for the photographs that he's going to fit into this part of the journal. So that lives in there. If I can get them back in, right. And then let me hutch it up a bit. There's banana paper, I made some little identity type card things that you can write on the back of, actually, if you want to, out of his images and some downloads that I found. Some tickets, another one of those little images of a person. It's all about photography, so I've put some words in, and I found a newspaper that took my fancy, so I've used that. That then opens out to reveal this, and this is where I imagine he's going to, it's just these 4 little flip outs and a pocket. It's where I imagine he might put his cabinet cards. I've made these like little pseudo cabinet cards that I've found these bits of digital download, and you can write on the back of these ones actually, and they just fit in there. So here there's an old document that I've put onto a piece of card, and then it all goes a bit crazy here. I've got pockets galore. I've made little identity cards from a free download that I found on the on a lady that I follow, put this up, so I've just used this, I've stenciled over it, stuck the images on, so it looks like a sort of like a pseudo identity card. So there's that, and this is just a bonkers selection of pocketry with various things in. This is another one of the cabinet cards that I've just put a piece of paper in, so you can just open this page and write on that if you should choose to do so. And that was actually the back of the cabinet card, that was the front, so I've just turned it into a booklet. That fits in there. There's some little die cut things, so this is just a piece of die cut card that looks like it's might have had pictures in it. It's what I've used for the spine of this book. And then there's 2 more actual backs of the cabinet cards that were supplied by him. A bit of interesting paper, and then in the bottom here I've given him 2 of these potential nameplates. I don't know if he'll use them as nameplates or whether he'll write on them and hang them on something, or he might want to fasten them anywhere he likes. A bit of interaction, and just use this little bits of paper that I had. Sorry, I've got butterfingers today, my right old dropsy person. Bits of card that I had, and this is some adverts from a this is the Story of Opera. This is from a a theatre programme, so that's going in that little holder down there. It's kind of like the gift that keeps giving is this. So let me just fold that over and move this way, and then in here this flips out here. I can get it all on, to be fair. Sorry, jiggling you about. Let me turn it a bit sideways. There we are. So there's a little guy sat here and a pocket with little bits and bobs in that he can add to if he wishes. A little tuck spot with these 2 ladies just sat in that pocket. He's a rather dapper looking bloke, isn't he? He's tucked in their little writing spot. Another one of these identity cards. This is for Juliet Belcher, allegedly, and this is from an old newspaper, and again another one of those military cards. I'm not quite sure what its original purpose was, but that's what it is now. I was going to put another pocket on there, but I thought I'd gone a bit bananas. This, I made this using some of that white card. I covered it, and then I put little images through it, and then I photocopied that. Let me just put this back together so that we can see where we're going. So that goes under there, that goes there, this goes up here, this goes down here, this wiggles round. And then for the spine of the book, I just quite like that. It's very Victorian and kind of Victorian parlour-esque. And then for the spine of the book, I made this little film strip. So these are all images from various places that I've procured. I'll turn it that way, it might be easier for you to see. And I stuck them individually on the piece of film strip with a piece of banana paper at the back. And it just helps hold the tie together. And I think they're just a bit nuts. But when that's on your bookshelf, that'll give you a clue that you're looking at a picture, a receptacle of pictures. And then it just folds with this tie. I've kind of done all of the tie pieces, the tie on the little notebook and the tie in the section at the back in gold. So I thought I would I found this gold ribbon in my collection, which is rather sweet, and that seems to kind of tie, pardon the pun, tie it all together. And it's a monster. It's a huge great dossier. that started its life as a stamp album. And I just covered it and made it look like leather. I've actually rubbed this with shoe polish, so it actually smells rather lovely. But that's it. That's for my friend and a chap that is a great Patreon actually of mine. He has had lots of hats and various other journals. He was my first ever journal commission. He commissioned me to make him a journal about the film, or about the invasion of the 52 days at Peking. It was a film in the 1950s, 60s, I think. Not sure about the timing. I think it's about 50s, 60s, with Charlton Heston and Ava Gardner. And so I found all the information and made something that was partly about the film, partly about the event, and partly about that. So this is just sort of the next one in the selection of kind of off you go and make something with these situation. All of this journal came about from that little packet of cabinet cards. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and you know, if you want to commission me to do something, then just start me off with just something and see where I roam, really. Anyway, thank you for your time. Bye now.